I'm Kirby Allison, and I love helping the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes. Join me as we explore the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. In today's video, we continue our London update series. Today, traveling to the Piccadilly Arcade, one of the foremost menswear destinations in the entire world. We're visiting one of our favorite shops, Bud Shirtmakers, an icon, an institution in London that has really been helping the well-dressed look after themselves for really the better part of a century. And so today we walk into the shop, albeit virtually, to visit with our good friend Andy Rowley, of course, who's been looking after this shop for a long time. Andy, great to see you. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us, and it's, I guess, great to see you back in the shop.
It's nice to be back. In a rather strange world, we're now back at the forefront, and regular customers are looking after us beautifully, and we've noticed a bit of a shift in what we sell.
Yeah, well, so I mean, you guys, of course, are open for business, and you've got your London clients that you're able to see. But one of the things that I love about Bud, of course, is that you've got the website also, and so I bet that I would imagine that in today's times, I mean, that's really been really a lifesaver. I would imagine.
Well, it has. In the time when we were closed, of course, we could still trade. We had 6 weeks where we weren't allowed to come and trade, and since then, our internet trade has doubled. Our regular customers have gone online instead of coming in to see us, but now we're open, we're still finding that trend continues. But we've found that the items that we sell are rather different, whereas we were formal shirts and black tie and white tie, which we're famous for. We're now selling lots of nightwear, and also we sell knitwear and safari jackets. So the world has dressed down a bit.
The world has changed for sure.
Yes.
Hopefully only temporarily, but I mean, it's really kind of interesting to think. I mean, Bud Shirtmakers, of course, being really world renowned for your white tie and your black tie. I mean, really keeping London looking good for all those the white tie occasions, of course, of which none are happening right now.
No.
And so I guess, as you're saying, I mean, you're seeing a complete shift kind of in the customer buying preferences.
Yeah, from 2 months ago when we reopened, we sold more nightshirts and pajamas than anything else. Gradually, we're getting people picking up their bespoke shirt orders and buying ready-made shirts, but still nightshirts and pajamas are winning by a country mile. They're made in London. We sell nightshirts, as you can see, which in 1910, when Bud opened, was the only thing that you sold as nightwear. Pajamas with 2 pieces didn't exist. It was only when England went to the Raj out in India that they saw the 2-piece floaty suits, and then the pajama came back, and then that's when it was born.
That's interesting. So what you have right behind you to your left is a nightshirt. Pull it up. I'd love to see that. So this is, kind of the original, sleepwear, if you will, historically, and it's basically just a long, kind of larger shirt.
Well, back in the days when the gentlemen were in the city of London and wore stiff collars, and pre-war, normal shirts that we wear went right down to your knees. They didn't stop where they stopped, just below the hip. They went right to the knees. So gentlemen used to take the stiff collar off and go to bed in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we've moved on since then. And now we have, this is a new fabric which is coming into autumn, which is a cotton twill. So it's a little bit heavier, a little bit softer, a bit more comfortable. But the shirts that we sell most of in nightshirts are generally checks. So we do gingham checks, we've got another twill, and in the old days we used to sell a lot of cotton and wool because people didn't have centrally heated homes. But since then, people now get hot in bed. So now we have, well, we assume our customers are anyway, but now we have cotton zephyr, which is beautifully soft and light.
Yeah. So I imagine, I mean, of course, you're making these out of the same fabric that you make your exceptional shirts, and so, I would imagine that you're really sleeping. In many cases, your nightshirt's more comfortable than your bed sheets you're sleeping on.
Well, they are, and you spend a third of your life in them, so you might as well have something nice. And some fabrics are nice, but the fabrics we use After 6 washes, they're getting beautiful. After a couple of years, they're sublime. So they improve with age.
With age, really. Amazing. And then you've got, of course, traditional two-piece pajamas also.
Yeah, and they're sort of rather more decent, and should there be a case of fire, you were staying at a hotel, they're probably, I would think, more often worn, a bit like, who was your guy in America you saw? And Cary Grant, wasn't it? Used to wear them and look beautiful. It's the same sort of elegant feel. I mean, why should a man who dresses beautifully in the day, when he gets home, not continue?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want the same level of comfort, you know, that you're, at home in the evening time as you have during the day, and especially if you're used to really, fine shirting, like any of the bud customers that are having shirts made, you would certainly want that same level of 100% kind of natural fiber really carried through to what one's wearing at home.
We think you shouldn't dumb down, that you should dress up, and if you've got a nice batiste, or we also do for winter in a pajama, we do cashmerello, which is 85 cotton, 15 cashmere, and that gives you a softness and warmth, and that paired with a lovely madder gown is just a wonderful way to relax to end the day or even begin it,
That is right. I mean, a nice cashmere, pajama with a madder gown. I really can't think of a better way to be, walking through one's hallways in their home.
That's living, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, you need a proper country estate, in order to pull that off, I feel.
Yeah, I would think you'd probably be in that category should you be a madder gown and cashmerello customer, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. I think so. Indeed. Well, what else? I mean, I see a beautiful kind of linen safari jacket behind you. I mean, again, people aren't dressing up in suits and ties, right now quite like they used to. So where else has kind of Bud evolved to really take advantage of your huge kind of archive and collection of casual wear to really serve these customers?
We went back to the 30s and then looked through our archive, and then Darren, who's been upstairs, well, he's been in the trade 30 odd years, luckily he's done 10 years on Savile Row at a tailor's making shirts, because a good safari shirt isn't a shirt with pockets, but isn't a jacket. It sort of, it treads a fine line in between. So it's got to have the right weight and the right style to stand, but have what men need. We don't do bags much, we have pockets. So if you have a safari shirt and it's got 4 pockets, then you don't need a jacket. And he's put horn buttons on it and a little bit of trim and a little bit of style. So you can wear that with a shirt, or what we've also done, so we've got some Loro Piana wool and got them to knit to our style and shape in pullovers. So these here we do in country colours, and you can have a round neck or a V-neck or a slip over, and those two together just sort of give you smartness, but it's dressed down, but in a Bud way, we should say.
Yeah, and I guess the beautiful thing about a nice safari jacket is you wear it over a t-shirt, you can wear it over a collared button-up shirt, you can wear it over even a, some knitwear. And so an incredibly kind of versatile piece that's very easily kind of, dressed on the weekends.
And we've got a couple of gentlemen, a bit like us today, they've got a collar and a tie in a safari shirt on, which seems a bit counterintuitive to me, but sort of works.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're not a fan of the cardigan, it's effectively, kind of a similar purpose in that it's just an additional layer that adds a little bit of warmth.
Yeah, it does. A bit of warmth and a bit of style.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what else? Are you seeing people coming in for any of the black tie kit, or is it, really just focused on the fact that everyone's at home?
Well, there's a few pockets of resistance, which there always will be. But a big amount of our business are the livery companies in the city, and most of their dues are cancelled until February. So the white tie and the black tie, we're here, we're fully stocked, but we don't expect it to be a winner this year, shall we say.
So, all of the beautiful pajamas and the nightshirts, are those something that are available ready to wear, or is that just a made-to-order product, or kind of how do those work together?
Well, we tend to find with pajamas and nightshirts, people are more worried about comfort rather than a perfect fit. But say somebody didn't fit our stock size in pajamas, we can do bespoke pajamas, we can do bespoke nightshirts, you can choose your fabrics and the contrast piping, you can monogram them. If you want them made to your own order, we can of course do that. They're made in London, and it's something that's a bit of an indulgence, but one worth having, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, otherwise, it's available, ready to wear on the website.
Yeah, it's ready to wear with pajamas and night shirts. We did some work with Daniel Day-Lewis for the Phantom Thread, and there was a new design there, which is, I'll just show you, which is a pajama shirt. So it's as a pajama jacket, but it's got a larger button cuff on it, which gives you a little bit of elegance. So you wear that with a jacket or with a suit. And so it's Bud moving into the modern world, albeit slowly.
Slowly, yes. And is that silk? Is that 100%
Yep,
silk?
this is silk, or we do a navy one also in cotton. It was designed
Okay.
upstairs in the cutting room, where of course in the cutting room we can do whatever we like with shirts.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the beautiful things of course, being a bespoke shop, is that you have your clients' patterns, you've got the cutters upstairs, and so I would imagine that for bespoke shirts, I mean, if a customer in America, needs a few additional white shirts or needs some stripes, and you have their pattern, all they need to really do is just ring you up, and you guys can make a few more shirts and just post them over.
Yep, we can make as last, or if they've with lockdown sort of got a little bit more ample, a little bit less ample,
Yeah, that's
we,
right.
we can adjust the pattern accordingly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if they
adjust
can't get in
the
to see
pattern
us,
accordingly for the COVID-19.
that's it. If they can't get in to see us, we can send patterns across to America, because if you have patterns online to see colours and designs, you can't feel the cloth and you don't get a true representation of the colour. So it's much better to have a physical pattern that you can see, and then you can bother the cutters upstairs as much as you like. It's what they're there for.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I mean, you can send swatches over and a customer can see it and feel it and see what they have.
Yeah, from,
that's great.
from our records, we see what they've had in the past, whether they like Sea Island cotton or batiste or poplin, and whether they like plains or stripes or checks. So we tailor our 3,000 plus patterns that we've got that we can get into what their taste will be.
Yeah, I can imagine that you guys can really work anything out. I mean, that's what, Bud's in the business of, is, really kind of making anything that the clients, really kind of desire.
Well, it's our speciality, and it's the true meaning of bespoke. There's a lot of people use that word for made to measure, but bespoke means bespoken for you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, Mr. Rowley, I mean, it's so great to see you. It's great to see you guys in the shop. It's great to see you guys, of course, still kicking along and doing business. And I can't tell you how much I look forward to returning to London, hopefully sooner than later, so that I can, visit you all and see everyone.
Yeah, well, when we last spoke, we thought it would be this time of year. We thought autumn, didn't we? But events have overtaken us. But I think the human spirit is strong, and the crisis we've been through, I think it's made people a little bit kinder and a little bit stronger. So it's not all negative.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and I can speak for myself. I mean, I certainly appreciate, those things, the people that I'm spending time with. And also, just savoring those moments a little bit more, that time at home, wearing a nice pair of pajamas, whenever I do have the opportunity to dress up in a suit and tie, really being thankful, for that opportunity to put on something nice. So, I look forward to being able to begin doing this more often.
Yeah, as the toast goes, health and happiness.
Absolutely. Well, there's no question that, dressing up in kind of a proper kit is good for the psychological health. I mean, a nice shave, putting on your suit, sure does feel great.
Yeah, a man should live for that. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Rowley, great to see you. And please do send my regards to everyone upstairs.
I will.
And we hope to be back in London soon.
Okay, nice to speak to you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, there we are. Mr. Rowley, Bud Shirtmakers, true icon whenever it comes to menswear in London, probably responsible for generations of men being properly kitted out in their black tie or white tie ensemble. And so what a pleasure, what an honor to be able to be welcomed into their shop while unfortunately not being able to visit in person. I'm so thrilled to hear that they're doing well and that their online business is thriving kind of in this environment. And it's also interesting to see how customers have really, continued to patronize Bud Bud, but just kind of shifted their purchasing to those more casual items that Bud has always had kind of within their collection. So I think maybe the silver lining in this for a lot of people is discovering for the first time some of those older items, maybe a little bit hidden or less prominent in the catalogs of, say, Bud Shirtmaker, and just discovering how great they are, like a proper pair of pajamas or a nightshirt or even a safari jacket. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, please give us the thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button so that you can learn whenever we release new videos, and make sure you stay tuned to this channel as we release additional videos as a part of our London update series. I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for watching.